If you're an architecture student and jury makes you shake or scared, or you don't get to sleep well at night just because you're preparing for some assignment or for some project, then this is the video you should see, because this is 2026 and your style, your strategy for doing your work in school as an architecture student should change. If you watch this video to the end, I'm going to give you 10 secrets that you use to step up your game to become a better architecture student. Now, the first thing you need to understand, and that is step one, you're not dumb, you're just not guided enough. You see, most architecture students have this issue of thinking architecture is really hard and they can't cope. But the problem is there's hardly anyone that shows students how to do their work right. Hardly anyone shows students how to do their graphics right. Hardly anyone shows students how to have better time management. It's always stressful. And every student tries to do it their own way. Then they experience burnout. They get ill. Many of them start throwing up even during jury. And then at the end of the day, they just assume architecture is hard. Architecture is actually very sweet. But then you need to understand some of these strategies that you use to make architecture much better so that you won't appear dumb anymore. You'll be cruising. That is step one. Now we'll go to number two, the second point, the second secret to make you a better architecture student. Jury is not a firing squad. You see, most people go to jury prepared to get roasted, destroyed. But the problem is, jury is a place where you need to practice how you're going to relate to clients in the future. Clients are going to be asking you questions and you're going to need to explain with clarity what the design is all about. So when you're facing jury, you want to go there prepared to explain to the jury, to the lecturers in attendance, and to other students what your design is about. And you must make it interesting. So if it is not interesting, you need to figure out how to make it interesting in such a way that you're having a discussion with the jury and other people present. You're not there to be roasted, but you're there to be guided, to be applauded if possible, if you do your work well. So don't look at jury as a firing squad. Look at it as a place that you practice towards having better relationships with the client in the future. Another thing you need to understand as an architecture student, and that's secret number three, you need to know that if you can't explain your design, then you don't own it. One of the first things I tell students I work with is, if you do not understand your design, your own design that you started from scratch, then you have no business discussing it with others. There's no way you're going to convince them that that design is top-notch or that it's interesting or that it works if you do not understand it. So you need to, from the beginning, birth it, incubate it, and then birth it, and then groom it until it becomes something with flesh and blood and that looks really interesting and makes sense to the client. So that's secret number three that you need to watch out for. And if you're just joining this channel, if this is beginning to make any kind of sense to you and you want to see more of these videos, then I will ask you to hit that subscribe button so that when videos like this come out, then you'll be notified so that you'll be able to follow and get better tips at becoming better at architecture while in school. Secret number four is, listen, architecture is not a one-man thing. Most of the time we look at architecture like a competition, almost like you're competing with the other students. No, it's not a competition. It's supposed to be collaborative with other students. You don't know the whole thing. You can't be an island when you're an architecture student. You need to learn things that other students know. Because when you understand this and this and that, then you'll be able to be a more well-rounded student, and then you'll be able to shine better. And let's face it, you don't come out of school and people ask you if you are the best in your class. No one wants to employ you because you are the best in your class. They want to see what it is that you can offer. And if you don't have value to offer and all you can tell them is, I finished with a 2-1 or a first class. Nobody gives a damn about that. People want to see what value you can add. So start looking at architecture while you're in school, not as a competition with other students, but as collaboration so that you can learn from others to get better. That's secret number 4. Then we go to secret number 5. Secret number 5 is something most students don't appreciate, and it is time management. Most architecture students don't know anything about time management. Why? Because we always have that excuse that there's always something to turn in. There's always a task to turn in. You have assignments to turn in, you have projects to turn in, and you're working around the clock. Now, because of this, we hardly get any sleep, we hardly get any rest, we hardly schedule time for preparing for projects, we hardly schedule time for just meditating, we hardly schedule time for eating, and most importantly, we hardly schedule time for taking care of ourselves. So at the end of the day, we're burned out, we've overworked ourselves, and then people start falling ill. Many people pass out. I mean, malnutrition is just a normal thing in architecture because you hardly get to eat good food. You hardly get to cook good food. Most of the food you get is food that you buy from the shop or the buka nearby. But you don't get to cook proper food that you need. As architecture students, we need nourishment. And because we don't manage our time well, we end up being burned out, we fall ill, and in many cases, many students develop mental issues, which is another thing that we need to talk about when we talk about architectural education. Mental health is a real thing in architecture, and many students fall when it comes to that. So we need to take care of our time management. We have resources in the club, in this channel, that would help you to better plan your time as an architecture student so that you turn in your projects, you turn in your assignments in good time, you make sure that you do it well, and you still get time to rest, you get time to eat, you get time to exercise, and you have a social life. You can go out and watch movies if you want to, but you're going to need to follow this channel and follow the club, and we'll show you the best ways that we can do this. Many of the students we work with actually have had a great time with time management, and they have a life. So if you're an architecture student that doesn't have a life, but you would like to have a life and you want to have better quality of living, then this is the video to watch, and the other videos that will be coming on this channel. I'll also advise that you join the club. The description to how you're going to get connected to the club will be in the description box below. Now, that's secret number 5. Secret number 6. Now, your drawings don't need to be perfect. It's one of the things we need to understand. Your drawings do not need to be perfect. They just need to be clear. The lecturers or the jury need to understand what you're trying to do, what you're trying to say, what you're trying to explain. If your design or whatever it is you're turning in does not look like a story that carries people along, then they don't see why they should give you good grades. And we need to understand that. Architecture is not about the best drawings. In fact, you see many people who don't have the greatest graphics, but because they can explain their thoughts and their design with clarity, they get very good scores. And then they get applauded even by the lecturers that you think are tough. So we need to understand that our drawings don't need to be perfect, at least just yet, or not every time, even though, yes, you need to work towards making your graphics very good, but that is not the only thing. If your graphics are perfect and your design does not have clarity, in fact, you're going to lose more scores than you'd have lost if you had terrible drawings but with clarity in the design process. Okay, so that's secret number 6. Secret number 7, software is not talent. Software is not talent. It's a skill. It's a tool that you need to develop to be able to bring clarity to what it is you're doing. So if you know how to use AutoCAD or Revit or Twinmotion or Lumion, Unreal Engine, Blender, that's not the talent. It's about how you use these things. So don't go out of your way to learn to use these software so that you would brag about how many software you can use. You need to understand how to use these software to pass the information you need to pass. The visual information that the client needs to see to understand your drawings, that is the skill that you should aim for, but not just the talent of being highly proficient. Okay, you need to be able to use it as a tool for clarity for your work. Now that's secret number 7. Secret number 8 is one of the most beautiful things about architecture that most people don't understand. You see some people going for jury and they look so confident, and you're like, man, I wish I was born that way. Secret number 8 is confidence. And you are not born confident. You learn to be confident because you do some research and you understand what it is that is expected of you. And because you know what it is that is expected of you, you go out there and you give it to the jury. They understand you. The lecturers understand you. The lecturers understand. The students understand. Whoever you're turning the task into understands you because you're confident. Do you ever walk without confidence? I mean, do you know how to put one foot after another foot? If you can do that, and you can do that because you've done it over time, then confidence would also come by you practicing, talking to your fellow students, talking to lecturers every now and then. In fact, talking to the mirror, practicing confidence would help you become confident. And the more you face people, the better you are. Okay, so during jury, confidence matters. Once the jury members see a student who is hemming and hawing, who does not know how to express themselves properly, they just tell them to move aside and tell the next person to come up. But when you know what it is you've done and you know how exactly to put it to them after practicing, then your confidence is sky high and you get good scores for that project. Now, secret number 9. Architecture school is hard. We know it's tough. We all passed through, but then it shouldn't break you. You need to understand that architecture school is like going for the training with the Marines. Okay, the training is tough. It is necessary. When you study to be a medical doctor, there are things you need to prepare yourself for. That's why most of the time the lecturers are tough. They want you to face the worst possible situation so that there's nothing new that will be thrown at you in the future that is going to shake you. Okay, so architecture is designed to be tough. But when you're in the club, we show you how you can take this toughness in your stride and use that toughness to become a better person. It prepares you to be tough in future too. So we show you what it is you need to do to be able to be tough in the future when the time comes. So don't look at it like architecture is breaking you. If you study time management, as we will show you in the club and on this channel, if you follow the rules and the tips and the tricks that we show you, you will know that architecture is tough, okay? But we'll show you how to domesticate it and make it something you can use to your advantage in the future. That is secret number 9. And secret number 10, for those who dislike Liverpool, I'm very sorry, but this is something you're going to need. You can't walk this alone. The journey in the School of Architecture cannot be walked alone. I'm sorry. You know, the slogan for Liverpool is, you'll never walk alone. In architecture, you cannot walk alone. You need to walk with others. You need to walk with others. You need to work with others. You need to learn from others, and you need to be able to also teach others what you know. Architecture is a collaborative sport. You work with other people. You can't say, I am the best in architecture. It doesn't work that way, and it shouldn't work that way. So these are the 10 very quick secrets that you have that I can give you today to make you a better architecture student in 2026. And it's going to help you to skyrocket your grades. It's going to help you to sharpen yourself. It's going to help you to be tougher. It's going to help you to be healthier. So stay tuned to this channel. Subscribe if you've not subscribed, and prepare for this ride as we move, because this channel, the club, is what is going to make you a better architecture student in this year 2026. My name is Architect Jibolo Ladiran. Everyone calls me Professor Newrock, and I'll be your guide on this journey. Thank you very much. Share, subscribe, and drop your comments in the comment section, and we'll see you on the next video. Thank you very much, and we'll see you. Bye.